Hi everyone, I hope this is finding you well. In my data collection, I did quantitative analysis, and in order to do that, I did a diagnostic and a summative assessment with the students. For both, I used the same assessment, just different measuring tools. I was working with a class of first graders, and the Common Core standard we were working on was non-standard measurement in the classroom. So for the first test that we did, the diagnostic assessment, they were asked to cut out the leprechauns and measure with leprechauns. They were asked only to measure crayons, a notebook, a glue stick, and scissors. I found that having 2 leprechauns equal 1 unit was really confusing for the students. So for the second assessment, the summative assessment, I had them cut out bunny rabbits and measure the same items, the crayons, the notebook, the glue stick, and the scissors. That seemed to be a little better for them. Also, with the diagnostic assessment, I only asked them to measure length. I didn't want to overwhelm them at first, them being first graders, but I figured having them measure just the length would tell me if they knew what length was or not. And then in the summative assessment, I had them measure length and width. Now with that, in my instructions, I showed them how to label length and width. I wrote on the board, L equals, W equals, and we kind of reviewed that prior to them taking the test, which is something we also talked about during the instruction and the different lessons that we had. Now, what I ended up doing was graphing the data. So the first graph I have is basically the grades. I have the diagnostic assessments right next to the summative assessments, but I've broken it down even further, so you're going to see 4 bars. The first 2 bars will be the diagnostic assessment, but those are broken down blue and red. Blue is my classical group, and red is my problem-based group. And then the second set is the summative assessment. Again, blue is classical, red is summative. So what you're seeing here is right here you have 0 out of 4. There's only the first set of bars, meaning that in the summative assessment, no student scored 0 out of 4. And then down here on the other end, again, you're only seeing 2 sets or 1 set of data, and that is the summative assessment, meaning on the diagnostic assessment, no one scored 4, but there was improvement throughout the class, and 2 of the students did get a perfect score on the assessment. With this, I didn't see any overwhelming majority of students getting higher from one group than the other. I couldn't see a difference in the scores between the classical group and the progressive group. That being said, I also did a chart for the different questions, and there was an issue with the scissors. The students, for whatever reason, did not measure the scissors in the summative assessment. I don't know why. And I'll show you the graph. You're seeing a lot of red, and in here red is incorrect. So you're seeing a lot, but what I found when I went through the test is that a lot of the students did not label, and that seemed to be the problem, was they didn't label. So like, for example, this student got a lot off. She got a lot of the questions right, but she was marked down because she didn't label length versus width. For the future, I would like to try doing this again, but on a grander scale. I think if I had more time to work with the students over a year versus 1 unit, so 5 lessons, I would see a bigger difference in the data, and I would have something to prove that yes, problem-based is better versus classical or not. I hope you all enjoyed doing this. I had a great time working with the students. Good luck the rest of your program. Bye.